my personal journey right now, I guess, is like finding my like center of gravity that like can orient me in like my pursuits going forward, and like having, you know, like a core that is unmoving when things around me are changing. So I think I would tell myself to like not change myself for those around me, but like remember that like the people who I'm meant to be around would find me if I'm just like doing my thing. Pursue the things that make you happy, and don't worry when something that someone else looks like they're enjoying doesn't bring you joy, because there's so many different ways to be that like the people you're meant to have will be with you if you're yourself.
What do you think your younger version of yourself would think about who you are today?
I've always liked to like draw, but I never really knew how it would turn into like an activity more seriously as an older teenager, young adult. And I think it's just been a practice that I've just continued doing, just kind of from my heart, I guess. So I think seeing how that's evolved, I think my younger self would be really happy. And I remember like when I was little, I tried to draw what I looked like when I was gonna be like 18. I was like, that's so old, like. But I don't know, so I'd probably like think I am cool, I hope.
Don't be so hard on yourself. Yeah, I think we're, as a friend group in college, we're pretty like high functioning, intense, like, you know, having to be the best at everything that we did. And if I could tell myself at any point earlier, it would be like, be a little bit more gentle with yourself and give yourself some more space, and, you know, and just like, yeah, don't be so hard on yourself all the time. Definitely the biggest critic of myself is myself. I think that younger self wanted me to be like super high achieving, like kind of like, I really wanted to work in government or diplomacy when I was younger, and like something like very like high profile. And I think that my younger self would be surprised that I would be in something. I do like nonprofit work and generally social justice work. I mean, I still want to like achieve and be successful and be, you know, like a lot of things I wanted to be as a kid, but I think at the same time I've sort of, you know, shifted in, like, it doesn't have to be like the best thing. You don't have to be the best at everything you do. It's more about being like in community and being like authentically myself, which sounds corny, but I definitely think that my younger self would be like surprised, but maybe also like grateful that I made that shift at some point in my life. At best was very much like what like my school said, what like people I grew up said, like what my college said, all those sort of things. And then now it's a lot more about like, yeah, being intentional and authentic and trying to be with people, as opposed to like what my younger self I thought would have been like important and high profile and all kinds of stuff. And so I'm grateful that I made that shift, and I think that my younger self would maybe take some time to like oh, that's not what the life I envisioned for her would be, but would hope, I think at the end of the day, be grateful that I made the shift.
If you think you're gonna struggle too much, you're just gonna end up falling deeper into like the darkest space you'll ever know. Just keep pushing and you'll do better than what you can. The world itself isn't as dark as you think. There's still good people around. Look for help any place you can. It's like chess. You move one piece, you get to the next. You take another, they take yours. So it's like you take one step, but you gotta make sure you take the right step. If not, you'll end up taking a step back and you'll lose a piece.
Be calculated with the choices that you make,
Exactly.
and keep moving. Don't just stay stagnant.
Yep.
If younger you could see who you are today, what would they say about you?
I've fallen through so much depression. It's like it pushed me to a spot where I shouldn't have went. Just be careful what you do. I'm pretty sure the youngest self of me will say you're not doing good right now, or you're just doing a little bit more than what you thought you would do. Because now it's like I'm doing better than what I was doing back then. Yeah, I am. It's just it took me. I went the wrong way, you know. Like I didn't take the right path. I just did what I had to do.
Are you in a better place now with everything?
Yeah, I am. I quit drinking, but just careful how you step about life and keep being yourself. If people tell you otherwise, ignore them.
Even when we make choices that like we haven't necessarily thought out, or like there's risks associated with them, like you're still you. You've moved yourself forward no matter what choices you've made, you know?
Yeah, because you never fall back. You keep going.
Exactly. You bring some of that pain with you, but it's what you do with the pain that makes a difference.
You know, I realized last year my ego was guiding everything. I had no idea what I wanted to do music, my profession, for. I had no idea what I wanted to sound like. I had no idea who I wanted to be around, who I wanted to associate. It was all guided by my ego, and I just had this moment where I realized so many patterns weren't serving me. And I just wish I had that realization earlier. Hey, older Belle, you're not what I thought you'd be. You're not in medical school making 6 figures at 21 like you thought you would be. But in a lot of ways, you're doing much better than that, because, you know, you're doing great.
Always believe in yourself, keep a tight circle, and always monetize what you get. You gotta be your number one cheerleader before anybody else is. You gotta have confidence in yourself, man. Even if, I mean, not to say fake it till you make it, but come to the conversation and just to take the conversation and people with enough confidence to want to believe in yourself and believe in other people too. You know what I mean? It works both ways. Even if they don't buy nothing, hey, cause have a good day, and I try to give them some light. You know what I'm saying? Some motivation, some good energy. So.
Put that good energy out.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. Tenfold, word. Yeah.
Keep working hard and to not worry so much about the outcome. I think I always wanted some very specific outcomes, but some things that have happened, I'm very grateful that they happened, but I would not have expected them at all. So I think working hard is important, but also just making sure that you enjoy it, because you won't get the time back again. Because even if the outcome isn't what you expect, you'll still probably be happy with it.
What do you think that they would say about you today?
I think the younger version of me would be very surprised, but very happy. I think I would not have expected, I'm not from New York, so it's really nice to have ended up in New York. And the younger version of myself would be really pleased to be doing something more interesting, I think, than what I originally anticipated.
What was that?
I think just be an accountant
Okay.
in a suburb, 9 to 5, very So I don't think that's what my life is like right now, and I'm very happy.
Okay.
Don't worry about things, because the universe always works out. Even when it seems like it's not, it always is. It always is in the end. Even though it takes a long time to realize that, a lot of the time. Yeah.
That's a good lesson to remember when everything feels like it's falling apart.
Yeah. It's so hard to remember sometimes.
Yeah.
But then at the end, when everything works out, you're I wish I believed it in the beginning.
Yeah.
Then doesn't that just give you such a wave of optimism?
Yeah.
And then that just makes you optimistic for a long period of time.
100%.
Because you're wow, this worked out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Life is just kind of ebbs and flows.
Definitely.
It's going to go down
Yeah.
in order for it to go back up again. Yeah.
Exactly. 100%.
What do you think younger you would say about the person you are today?
I would be she's so cool. She's literally so cool. She's the moment. She's an icon. That's it. Literally, I wish I could kind of go back in time and see myself. That'd be so cool. Because when I was younger, I always was thinking about what I'd be like when I'd be older. Because I had an older sister and stuff.
Yeah.
But now I'm glad who I turned into be.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You are the moment. So how long is the moment gonna last? Is this a lifetime
Hopefully
thing?
forever.
Yeah. What makes you feel this isn't even part of the question, now I'm just curious.
Yeah.
What makes you feel you're in that spot in life today?
I don't know, just working hard and achieving goals and just having unique experiences and fun stories to tell.
Yeah.
That makes me feel like you're living a fulfilled life. And meeting random people, meeting you.
Yeah.
That just makes me feel I'm living a fulfilled life, I'm not closing myself in, stuff like that. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.